speak 5 minutes about from the Peer Carbon Offset Initiative. 5 minutes. Okay, please go.
Thank you, Chair, for introduction. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very glad to be here and take this opportunity given this session to introduce my company, Peer Carbon Offset Initiative's activity on climate change mitigation actions, and at the same time also some actions promoting sustainable development in developing countries, especially in this developing country. So Peer Carbon Offset, as Peer stands for the Partnership for Environmental Action with Responsibility. So our logo is the pear actually. So you may guess which part indicates developing country or which part is indicating developing country. So our company is a social venture company, and our vision is try to link between the climate change mitigation actions and also sustainable development issue. So for this, we are promoting like a renewable energy program in order to improve the life standard of the rural people in developing country. And also we are providing carbon offset and also some social business opportunity for the people from developing countries. So regarding carbon offset, I do believe it's not the new term for all of you. You may want to offset your carbon footprint for participating this conference, because we believe our talk about the Earth's governance and also including some climate change issue. So if you want to do so, Peer can provide services and also opportunity for offsetting your carbon footprint. And we believe our carbon offset is not just offsetting your CO2 emission only, because the credit we are using for carbon offset actually comes from very grassroots projects. For example, for this time, we are using its credit CDM project in the Improved Cooking Stew project in Zambia in Africa. And besides that, we are engaging a lot of like very village level, grassroots level projects. For example, solar home system in Bangladesh, improved cooking system in Bangladesh, biodigester in China, and also Bangladesh. So it means if you want, offset your carbon footprint, or you are interested in some kind of social business related to our activity, so please visit us. We have set a desk in the second floor, just outside of this reception, and we will provide more information for you. And you can also share some video. It's the celebration video for Gramin Shakti. It's one of the big NGO in the world. It's funded by the Nobel laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus. Also, he's narrated this video, and so you can also find some information about the Gramin Shakti's activity also. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Could we get some light on? No, I don't think. Thank you. Okay, welcome to this roundtable on post-Rio 20. I'll start by saying why I got the idea of calling this roundtable. I wrote an article in the Global Environmental Politics Second Handbook about a year before Rio Plus 20. It was published just before the conference, where I argued that we don't need these conferences anymore. I had gone through the various conferences from 72, 92, 02, and in my opinion, they had diminishing returns. I see these conferences mainly as agenda-setting forums, and We needed agenda setting certainly in 72, certainly in 92. When we crossed into the new millennium, I was not that certain anymore, and definitely I don't think we need them now. We have enough conferences of various kinds, and these are very general. So, of course, you can argue that both in 2002 and 2012 you had unfortunate circumstances. War on terror in 2002 and very bad economy this year. So it might be that the reason not too much was achieved can be argued unfortunate circumstances. I think that's part of the equation, but honestly I cannot quite see what can be achieved by these conferences anymore. And that's why I invited these very clever and distinguished people to discuss these issues, and I know some of them disagree with me, and fortunately, if everybody agrees, it's very boring. So I have invited them, and I think you know all of them, and I will ask him to speak for about 7-8 minutes on these following points. Is there a need for these conferences? What was achieved in Rio? Why did we achieve what we did or not? And not the least, how do we go from here? Whether all the people discuss all these questions is entirely up to them. And then I hope we have about half an hour or so discussion, concluding the panel. Then we go by the order of the program, starting with Frank Birro.
I think you have a different program, that's good.
Okay.
Good. Well, I thought I'd speak last time. Thank you very much. I think it's a great panel. I think it's a very important subject. And the program said it is a round table. It's actually not a round table, but a very long line of people. And I think actually the format of a round table should be changed in a way to more like a town hall meeting, because many of you have worked with these issues. Many of you who are looking at the audience have actually been also in Rio. So I would actually, in the next 90 minutes, very much also encourage audience participation, that you all jump into discussion and don't leave all the work and all the talking to us here on the table. Talking about which, I think that what is really worse than Rio Plus 20 is maybe a panel which has consensus. So I think it's very important that we will try to disagree. And looking at my colleagues here, I think in this panel, my function would probably be to be slightly positive about Rio Plus 20. Not that I think it was a great success, but maybe I have a slightly more positive or more supportive opinion about these kind of summits than Steiner has, and that's why I invited him here. I think the problem is there is a mismatch between expectations and outcomes of these kind of conferences. I think the problem is, especially Rio Plus 20, but also with all these World Summits, are the expectations that have been raised in the last 2 years before the conference through the setup of how these conferences are organized. 2 years before the conference, it starts slowly becoming more exciting, more exciting. It's almost like a symphony from Gustav Mahler, whatever. You start with some violins, then the cello, then the trumpets, then the drums are coming. Natural scientists are engaging and saying, the world is ending, the world is ending. Every week you get a new press announcement. Greenland is melting, Antarctic is collapsing, everything is happening. And then there's this big expectation in the media, the world is coming to end, and now we have all the heads of states and government coming to Rio de Janeiro, sitting together in one panel, 2 days, and the world will be saved. And of course we know the world will not be saved in this kind of meeting, but this generates in a way, after such an excitement, this feeling that we need a knight on a white horse coming and save the world, then it creates a huge hangover, and this is why we are kind of here. So I think one of the solutions is maybe not stopping these conferences, but stopping the expectations, especially among the experts, but maybe also among the larger audiences, among the media. We just hope to explain people that the world will not be saved by 2 days of sitting together with heads of state. This is not how politics functions. So if the expectations are down, and we understand this is actually just a 2-day meeting of heads of states with all the preparations that come along with it, then we should kind of see what are the functions of these conferences instead of fixing all the problems in 2 days. And I think there are a couple of functions that are important that these conferences generate, and these functions, I believe, are also fulfilled by these conferences, but to different degrees. Of course, maybe Rio Plus 20 was the least successful in terms of results compared to earlier ones. I think what's very important in these conferences is a galvanization of discourses. including us. I mean, so much is happening in the 2 years that lead to such a conference.